Hermetism, the ancient hidden wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, The Lost Gospels of Jesus. Or, if you're new here, you're in for a treat. Today we're diving headfirst into the mystical world of Hermetism, a tradition tied to the legendary Hermes Trismegistus. I've been obsessed with this topic, poring over ancient texts and myths to bring you the most mind-blowing insights. This isn't just a history lesson. It's a cosmic adventure into the secrets of the universe, the soul, and our place in it all. So, grab a comfy seat, maybe a snack, and let's unravel the hidden wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus. Get ready. This is going to be epic. Who is Hermes Trismegistus? Let's start with the star of our show, Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great. He's not your average historical figure, a mythic fusion of two divine heavyweights from ancient cultures. First up is Hermes, the Greek god with winged sandals, a sly smile, and a job as the god's messenger. He zipped between mortal and divine realms, guiding souls through the afterlife with his charm and speed. Then there's Thoth, the Egyptian god with an ibis head, revered as the master of wisdom, speech, and writing. Thoth was the ultimate knowledge keeper, credited with inventing hieroglyphs, mathematics, and even magic, transforming how humans connected with the divine. In the ancient world, people began to see Hermes and Thoth as two faces of the same divine force. Both were psychopomps, guides for souls navigating the afterlife, and both wielded the power of words and interpretation. Thoth was called the heart of Ra, the sun god, and the tongue of Atum, the hidden creator, suggesting he was the living voice of divine will. He was credited with creating every branch of knowledge, from astronomy to alchemy, giving humanity the tools to explore the cosmos and beyond. This idea of a unified wisdom figure took root in the ancient imagination. This fusion crystallized in Alexandria, a bustling melting pot of cultures in the 3rd century BCE. Greek philosophy, Egyptian mysticism, and Jewish theology collided here, birthing Hermes Trismegistus, a figure who became the spiritual father of Hermetism. His followers, known as Hermetists, gathered in secret to study his teachings, seeking cosmic enlightenment. Hermes is most famous for the Emerald Tablet, a cryptic text said to hold the secrets of alchemy, astrology, and the universe. Its iconic phrase, "as above, so below," reveals that the human soul mirrors the cosmos, a key to unlocking life's mysteries. But Hermes is more than a teacher or myth. He's an archetype, a timeless symbol of humanity's quest for truth. Whether he was a real person, a god, or a collective ideal, he represents the drive to ask big questions. Why are we here? What's beyond the stars? His teachings inspire us to seek answers beyond the everyday, making him a guide for every curious soul. So, who is Hermes Trismegistus? He's the spark that ignites our search for the divine. The legacy of Hermes Trismegistus left a legacy that's almost unbelievable in its scope. Ancient sources claim he authored over 36,000 works, enough to fill a massive temple library with scrolls spilling out of every corner. These texts covered everything: the soul's origin and journey, the mechanics of creation, astrology, alchemy, magic, medicine, and spiritual healing. Picture a library where every scroll promises to unlock the universe's deepest secrets. That's the kind of impact Hermes had. Sadly, most of these writings are lost to time. Fires, wars, and the decay of papyrus have left us with only fragments and references. But even these scraps reveal a profound mystical tradition. The 3rd century philosopher Iamblichus called Hermes the god of intelligent discourse, crediting him with inspiring all sacred arts and sciences. Ancient thinkers believed their greatest discoveries, whether in math, medicine, or magic, came from Hermes, seeing him as the source of all wisdom. The title, thrice great, hints at his grandeur. One theory ties it to the sanctuary of Thoth in Saqqara, Egypt, where 172 BCE inscriptions mention a greatest god, or great Hermes. It might emphasize his supreme status, great, greater, greatest. Another idea links it to his roles. As the ultimate priest, philosopher, and king, embodying wisdom in every sphere. Some even see it as a nod to a divine trinity, suggesting a sacred threefold nature. Whatever the truth, thrice great captures his mythic stature. So, why does Hermes' legacy still captivate us? His story transcends time because he's a symbol of our endless curiosity. He challenges us to look beyond the surface, to seek the hidden patterns connecting all things. How could one figure inspire such a vast tradition? And what can his teachings reveal about our own search for truth? Hermes is a reminder that the quest for wisdom is eternal. The Renaissance of Hermetism. Let's jump to the 15th century, when Europe was buzzing with the Renaissance, a time of rediscovery and intellectual fire. Scholars unearthed ancient texts, and none sparked more excitement than the Corpus Hermeticum, a collection of mystical treatises attributed to Hermes Trismegistus. These weren't just books. They were a spiritual earthquake shaking up philosophy, science, and faith. Two Italian humanists, Marsilio Ficino and Lodovico Lazzarelli, led the charge to revive Hermetism. Ficino, a Renaissance superstar, was translating Plato for Cosimo de' Medici when he got his hands on the corpus. He dropped everything. Plato could wait. He believed these texts held a lost divine wisdom, more ancient and profound than anything else. The corpus was compiled centuries earlier by Michael Psellos, a Byzantine scholar who likely edited out pagan elements to align with Christianity. Despite these changes, the texts survived empires' falls, library fires, and the chaos of the early Middle Ages, a miracle of preservation. The Corpus Hermeticum fueled the Renaissance idea of Prisca Theologia, a single divine truth revealed to ancient sages and scattered across religions. Scholars believed this truth could be pieced together to restore humanity's connection to the divine, warning that without it, society would sink into materialism and decay. This idea inspired esoteric movements, secret societies, and a renewed fascination with the occult, blending spirituality with intellectual rigor. Hermes was so revered that his image graced Siena's cathedral in 1481, depicted as a wise teacher, uniting East and West, labeled as Moses's contemporary. This bold claim suggested his teachings rivaled biblical authority, with some speculating he and Moses shared wisdom in ancient Egypt. For Renaissance thinkers, Hermes was a bridge between reason and faith, uniting the ancient and the divine. But not everyone was a fan. In the 17th century, scholar Isaac Casaubon argued the corpus was written between the 1st and 3rd centuries CE in Roman Alexandria, not ancient Egypt, citing influences from Plato, Jewish texts, and early Christianity. His critique, combined with the Church's anti-Hermetic stance and the rise of modern science, pushed Hermetism to the fringes. Yet in 1945, the discovery of Hermetic texts near Nag Hammadi, Egypt, reignited interest, revealing rituals and practices of ancient Hermetic communities. Technical versus philosophical Hermetism. Hermetism splits into two streams, technical and philosophical, each revealing a different side of this ancient tradition. Technical Hermetism is the practical, hands-on stuff, astrology, medicine, botany, alchemy, and magic. Dating to the 2nd or 3rd century BCE, it's found in texts like the Liber Hermetis, the Greek magical papyri, and the Emerald Tablet. The Emerald Tablet is a concise alchemical guide, promising secrets like turning lead into gold and achieving spiritual purity. Its poetic riddles challenge readers to unlock cosmic truths. The Greek magical papyri are a wild collection of spells, rituals, and incantations from Greco-Roman Egypt, used to invoke gods, heal ailments, or influence fate. These texts show Hermetists as cosmic craftsmen, blending observation and divine insight to master the natural and supernatural. Technical Hermetism wasn't just about results. It was about aligning with the divine order, using knowledge to elevate both body and soul. Philosophical Hermetism, from the 1st to 3rd centuries CE, is the mystical, soulful side, centered on the Corpus Hermeticum, 17 treatises exploring the soul's journey, God's nature, and the path to enlightenment. Other texts include Asclepius, a Latin dialogue on cosmic divinity, and fragments from Nag Hammadi, Stobaeus's anthology, and the Armenian definitions of Hermes Trismegistus. These aren't just philosophy, they're initiation manuals, guiding readers toward Gnosis, a transformative encounter with the divine. Both streams aim to awaken the soul. Technical Hermetists healed bodies and shaped the cosmos. Philosophical Hermetists liberated minds and spirits. Together, they show Hermetism's holistic vision. Knowledge isn't about facts, it's about transformation. Want to explore? Start with the Kybalion, a modern take on Hermetic principles, or dive into Brian Copenhaver's Hermetica for the Corpus and Asclepius. For deeper texts, try Clement Salaman's The Way of Hermes or David Litwa's Hermetica II, including the poetic Kore Kosmou. The quest for Gnosis. At Hermetism's core is Gnosis, not everyday knowledge, but a profound mystical understanding that changes you forever. It's a direct experience of the divine, revealing that your soul is a spark of the same cosmic light. Gnosis is like waking from a dream, realizing you're part of the infinite. Often called a second birth, it's a spiritual awakening that redefines your existence. Gnosis isn't like episteme, the factual knowledge from books or experiments. It's not argued or proven. It's experienced, like the difference between reading about love and feeling it. Carl Jung captured this when he said, "I don't need to believe in God, I know." He'd had such a profound encounter that God was a reality, not a theory. Jung described God as an infinite sphere, its center everywhere, its edge nowhere, a hermetic idea that sees the divine in all things. Hermetism teaches that our soul starts in perfect, non-dual consciousness, united with the divine beyond space and time. Birth into a body plunges us into illusion. Desires, fears, and distractions cloud our true nature. Unlike Gnosticism, which sees the material world as a prison, Hermetism is non-dualistic. The cosmos is a divine creation, not a mistake. Our mission is to transform the world, bringing truth, beauty, and goodness to every corner, aligning it with the divine. What does it mean to truly know something? Is there a wisdom beyond logic, accessible only through transformation? Hermetism invites us to seek Gnosis, to peel back illusion, and reconnect with the divine spark within. It's a call to awaken, to see the world with new eyes. The Hermetic universe. Picture the ancient geocentric cosmos, Earth at the center, encircled by the Moon, Mercury, Venus, the Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, all within a sphere of fixed stars. This is the physical cosmos, the realm we can see. But Hermetism takes us beyond into transcendent realms where the material fades and the divine begins. The Ogdoad, or eighth sphere, is where souls reside before descending into bodies, a cosmic sanctuary of pure potential. The Ennead, the ninth sphere, is home to Now, a divine faculty blending intuition, imagination, and revelation. Now is the spark that lets us perceive the divine, like a cosmic lens revealing deeper truths. At the top is the Uno, the source of all, called the One, or the Good. This is God, a transcendent androgynous force that imagines the universe into being. Everything exists within God's imagination, and we're part of that divine dream. These spheres interpenetrate, existing beyond space in a fluid, mystical unity. Our soul's light mirrors the universal light of Nous, and through Gnosis we can ascend, merging with the Uno in total oneness. This cosmology suggests we're not just in the universe is in us. Our inner light is the cosmic light, and our journey is about realizing this unity. What if your soul could tap into this universal light? What would it feel like to know you're part of the infinite? The three faculties, Logos, Nous, Nous, Hermetism, offers a practical path to spiritual growth through three faculties, Logos, Gnosis, and Nous. These are tools for the soul, each unlocking a deeper stage of enlightenment. Logos is rational discourse, developed by listening to a teacher like Hermes, who shares divine wisdom through dialogue. The student must be fully present, absorbing the words with an open heart and sharp mind, building a foundation for deeper truths. Gnosis is mystical knowledge gained through silent meditation. Unlike Logos, which thrives on discussion, Gnosis requires turning inward, letting the soul speak in the quiet. It's a revelation that dawns like sunlight, transforming your perspective. It's the moment you know the divine, not just believe in it. Nous is the divine spark within, connecting us to the universal light. It conceives truth in silence, giving rise to words that carry salvation. Developing Nous is like awakening a dormant sense, letting you see the world through spiritual eyes. These faculties unfold through dialogues in the Corpus Hermeticum, where masters like Hermes teach students like Asclepius or Thoth. The corpus is filled with cryptic sayings that linger like spiritual mantras designed to spark awakening. Imagine hearing Hermes' voice weave phrases that ignite your mind, urging you to see beyond the ordinary. That's the power of Hermetic teaching, a call to transform through wisdom. The vision of Poimandres in the Corpus Hermeticum, Hermes has a jaw-dropping encounter with Poimandres, the nous of the Supreme. Picture Hermes in deep meditation, wrestling with life's big questions. Where did the world come from? Who created it? Suddenly, Poimandres appears, a radiant figure meaning shepherd of men. I know what you seek, Poimandres says, and I'm here to guide you. Hermes asks to understand all things and know God. Poimandres grants him a vision. An infinite, joyous light pulses with love, countered by a dark, chaotic void, roaring with an eerie cry. The Holy Word, the Divine Sun, descends from the light, taming the darkness. This is the cosmos's birth, a dance of light and shadow, creation unfolding before Hermes' eyes. Poimandres reveals that humans called anthropos are God's beloved, made in his image. We're dual, mortal bodies, immortal souls. Through Nous, we can know God, merging our light with the universal light. In a second vision, Hermes locks eyes with Poimandres, trembling as he realizes his light is one with the cosmos. Subject and object dissolve. There's only unity. Poimandres urges Hermes to share this wisdom, to guide others to salvation. Why hesitate, he asks. Become a guide for the worthy. Hermes emerges as a prophet, filled with nous, ready to awaken humanity. This story challenges us. What would it take to glimpse the universe's truth and share it with the world? Hermes and Thoth, the rebirth. In Book 13 of the Corpus Hermeticum, Hermes and his student Thoth have a profound dialogue about spiritual rebirth. Thoth begs for answers, but Hermes speaks in riddles. This isn't taught, it's awakened within. Gnosis, he explains, is a spark ignited by experience, not words. Thoth's desperation mirrors our longing for deeper truth. Hermes lists 12 tormentors afflicting the soul, tied to the zodiac: ignorance, sorrow, intemperance, lust, injustice, greed, deceit, envy, treachery, anger, recklessness, and malice. These cosmic forces, activated at birth, trap us in illusion, clouding our divine nature like a fog over a clear sky. To free Thoth, Hermes invokes 10 luminous powers: joy, self-control, perseverance, justice, generosity, truth, life, light, goodness, and the supreme good. Linked to the planetary spheres and the Ogdoad, Ennead, and Uno, these powers expel the tormentors. Thoth enters ecstasy, crying, I see myself everywhere, in the sky, earth, sea, and all beings. He's one with the cosmos, reborn through Gnosis. This is rebirth, a shedding of shadows to embrace the divine. Thoth's journey shows Gnosis is about becoming. What tormentors hold you back? What powers could you invoke to free your soul? The Ogdoad and Ennead, the Nag Hammadi text. Discourse on the Ogdoad and Ennead reveals a hermetic ritual of ascent through sound. Egyptian priests chanted the 7 Greek vowels, A, E, I, O, U, O, H, tied to the planets and musical notes, creating a harmony that lifted the soul through the cosmic spheres. This sound was said to surpass any instrument, resonating with the universe's own music. In the text, a student, guided by Hermes, joins initiates in a trance, chanting a hymn of vowels and divine names. Their consciousness rises through the planetary spheres, reaching the Ogdoad, soul's realm, the Ennead, realm of no, and the Uno, a bubbling source of life. Fear grips the student, but Hermes urges focus on the hymn, leading to silent hymns heard only by the soul. This is Hermetic initiation, a direct encounter with the divine beyond words. The student records the experience in hieroglyphs protected by a spell, perhaps the text we read. Imagine chanting those vowels. Could your soul soar to the divine? Writing. Cure or poison? Thoth's invention of writing changed humanity, letting us preserve knowledge and build civilizations. But in Book 16 of the Corpus Hermeticum, Hermes and Asclepius call it a pharmakon, both cure and poison. It captures wisdom, but risks losing the raw experience words can't convey, like trying to describe a sunset's beauty. Hermes warns that translating Egyptian texts into Greek dilutes their power. Egyptian speech infused with Heka, magic, carried divine force, each word a creative act. Greek translations, with their empty words, lost this vibrancy, turning sacred texts into mere philosophy. Yet writing can spark enlightenment if read with reverence, guiding us to Gnosis, beyond the surface, the illusion of death. Hermetism sees death as an illusion, a transformation, not an end. In the corpus, death is like energy changing form. The body returns to nature, the soul to the cosmos, fueling new life. True death is spiritual. Ignorance traps souls in lower rebirths like reptiles, symbolizing a fall. Gnosis grants immortality, freeing the soul to align with the divine, part of an eternal cycle. Man as a divine being. Humans are divine beings, existing on earth, sea, and sky, equal to celestial gods. The corpus says we can ascend, measure the cosmos, and know the divine. Without leaving earth, ignorance is our foe, Gnosis is salvation. By becoming like God, we dwell in his abode, choosing eternity over fleeting pleasures. Final thoughts. Thanks for joining this cosmic journey. Your curiosity fuels this channel, and I'm grateful for every like, comment, and share. If this sparked something, hit that like button, share with friends, and subscribe to the Lost Gospels of Jesus for more. Let's keep exploring. Until next time, may Hermes' light guide you.